Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar, PLM Simplified. Find the exact product data that you need and fast. So hopefully this webinar will live up to the expectations of the title. My name is Rob Romanowski. I'm the Director of Operations for 3HTI, and we are joined today by Ty Carroll of PTC. He is an applications engineer and is going to take us through a new product called PTC Navigate. We are also joined today by two of our technical staff, Hub Arnold and Vivek Madangari, who also may chime in and give a little bit of insight or commentary based on the questions that are asked during the webinar. So speaking of questions, everybody's going to be on mute during the webinar, but if you have any questions, feel free to type them in the dashboard as we go through the presentation and the demonstration, and we will answer them. We'll try to answer them as we go, but if we can't, we will definitely answer them at the end during the question and answer session. So we're looking at about maybe 35 minutes tops, including the question and answer session. So just a quick overview about what we're going to do today or discuss today. When it comes to PLM, if you're not an everyday user of your particular PLM system, it can be really challenging to find the specific product data that you're looking for. So for example, if somebody in the quality department or purchasing or marketing needs some specific product data that pertains to them, they're going to contact the engineering department to get that information. And what that means is that at times the engineering department becomes bombarded with emails to forward that data to other people, and that can basically take them away from their core focus of what they need to do to accomplish the tasks at hand within the product development process. So why is it so challenging to find this information? Well, it's because existing product interfaces sometimes are too complex for many of the different organizational roles that have simpler needs. And these products can serve many different roles, but they're really not optimized for any one specific role. So for casual users, too much information is included, and too many actions are exposed, and too much navigation is required to get to the information that is relevant for their specific role or their specific task. So Navigate enables manufacturers to meet their aggressive product delivery schedules, as well as meeting the higher quality of standards without wasting time and materials, which absolutely lowers your profit margin. Now, Navigate is a system of PLM apps that can help you find quickly exactly what you're looking for based on your role. And you can customize and add your own apps within Navigate. So you can custom build a PLM viewing system that is based on your company and your role specific needs. So the idea is to have quick and easy access to the product data that is specific to your needs and what you're looking for. So before I pass everything over to Ty, I have a question, a poll. Here we go. So I'd like to ask you, our audience, what is your impression of PLM tools? Do they help keep the product development process organized? Are they too complicated for most people? Or I don't know enough about PLM tools to answer. And you can answer more than one, so we will take more than one answer if you feel two or even three different ways. All right, thank you everybody for voting. Excellent job. So I think the positive thing is everybody on the call said that they do help keep the product development process organized and moving along. But 75% said they're complicated for most people, and that's kind of what I thought to begin with. So at this time, I'm going to hand everything over to Ty. Ty, do you want to show your screen?
Sure. Yep, let me go ahead and...
I see the PowerPoint for PTC Navigate role-based apps.
Okay, is it just the is it in presentation mode?
No, it's not. I can see your notes at the bottom.
It did come up with a screen. The screen went away though to share what monitor. let's see.
Let me try something.
Yeah, before it gave me an option to share what screen I had. Now it doesn't have it anymore.
Try it's. I'm sending it back.
Okay, yep, I got it. All right, so you should be able to see the presenter screen.
There we
right
go.
now. All right, sounds good. So just to reiterate, my name is Ty Carroll, and I am an applications engineer here at PTC. And today I'll be going through what Navigate is. So Rob went through a nice description of it earlier, but now we're just going to get into a little bit more detail through a couple slides that I have here, and then we'll get into an actual live demonstration of the software itself. So to start off, PTC Navigate is a suite of rule-based applications. This enables more stakeholders to access their data, and Navigate makes it easy by providing just the information needed. So like Rob mentioned with the complex interfaces, well, Navigate eliminates that problem because of how easy it is to navigate around and all of the different applications that are available to each individual user. So you're not going into this application with a ton of irrelevant information in front of your face. You're getting that information that you need very quickly. So to start off, let's go through some of the challenges faced with other PLM systems around different companies. So information is siloed in different organizations, but this information may be needed by the entire company. It may be needed by certain specific people within the organization. It really varies, but some systems and software systems, they have a hard time differentiating that information. Information is spread across several applications, which makes it very hard to find information needed. So whether you are trained up on this software or you're not, depending on what information is provided to you when you first open up that screen, it could be hard to get across because you got to maneuver around each and every application possible. Also, there's a broad set of rules that require product information. So a lot of times, not just the ones who put in the information are the only ones that need to view it. Many different rules can benefit from this product information, whether it's just some documentation that they need to look up real quick, maybe a couple of design files, drawings, whatever it may be. Sometimes other parts of your company may have to go in, excuse me, and view this information. Again, the PLM interface sometimes is not optimized for any particular role. So if you're not some tech-savvy person coming in, you just want to get some quick information at your fingertips, a lot of times these interfaces, they're hard to get around. They're hard to look at, especially if you don't know the information that's getting passed through it. Casual users forget proper use. So even with training, infrequent users, they can forget the use of it. That can lead to lack in productivity, rework, project delays, poor quality, because they're not getting that information as quick as they possibly can. Also, the PLM interface is costly to customize and maintain. So when you try to make it more usable to different roles in your organization by customizing the interface, it can become costly and just very difficult to maintain because now you have to have another team on staff to make sure the development rights are all there. You need to make sure everything's being maintained, the right information's coming through, and again, you need to reach out and get other sources. So this is the solution here, PTC's Navigate. Now again, this is a suite of rule-based applications which enables the stakeholders to access and impact their product data. So as you see right here on the screen, this is what you're going to see when you come into Navigate when we go into our demonstration in just a little bit. It is all tile-based, so it's very easy. It gives a good visualization to go in. Okay, you want to just view a quick document, click on that tile, brings you right to the screen. And there's a couple more functions that we're going to go through in depth when I do this demonstration live, but just a quick view of what it is capable of. And it also allows the users to view part information as well as document information too. So it's not just a bunch of 3D drawings. It has a lot of different capabilities that we will be going through. So this provides easy search, navigation, filter, and view functionality. So whenever you're going through this application, at any point you can search the part name, the number, whatever it may be, whatever's easiest for you and the end user to get to that information as quickly as possible. it makes it very clear on that, and it just makes it very specific for what you're using it for. It comes with a modern scalable user experience, so this can be used on any device in the world with minimal training required because of how easy it is to navigate through with very limited number of clicks through. The interoperability layer for all other applications. This overall provides high visibility into your enterprise system of records. So there's no confusion. The software will understand. It'll go through and make sure you're getting all of your materials out on the screen. And then you could keep digging and diving deeper into each individual part as you go through. This is just a list of some of the tiles that you'll see on the navigate out of the box. So we're not going to go through each and every one of these, but just to give a quick rundown, you can see the view drawing, the different part properties. I want to point out the 3D because you're going to see a very consistent 3D model type in Navigate. So whenever you're viewing all these parts and different structures, it doesn't just give you an index table with part numbers or whatever the part is. It gives you that 3D model. So you're going to be able to see exactly what you're working with throughout the entire time. So that way you can kind of correlate the name to the actual part itself. Alright, so now some of the connections here. So the dynamic connection to multiple systems of origin. So on the right you can see the diagram here. So we have some of the PTC systems like the PLM, ALM, SLM, CRM, then the customer systems with the ERP systems if you have to connect. A lot of different options there. And what this will do, it'll go through some of the extensions and then through ThingWorx, which then leads to a single sign-on by the user. So very easy. It integrates with a lot of different systems. It's able to connect up through a lot of different areas. So we were talking about, so you can see that the PLM, it connects right to the show extent, which leads right on to this user single sign-on. Alright, you can also utilize data from many sources, so cloud solutions on-site, software as a service. Again, there's a lot of different options for you there when you're connecting to these sources. Tailor and deploy apps quickly. So this allows for a fast setup and delivery. So this can take a project that may take weeks or months and break it down to hours or days because of all of the applications that you have to utilize for yourself. So for an example, like you see here on the right, with the exploded version of a certain part, well, if it's a huge part and has a ton of different pieces, well, you could break it up and correspond it with an index table. So that way it breaks up everything. You get a good look at maybe the quantity, what you have in stock, all different examples there, but just a lot of different tools that make it very easy for the end user to come in and get the information they need as quick as possible. The value of Navigate, so you can efficiently use your collected data. So you bring in all of this data, you want to make sure that you have a system that will collect it, utilize it in a very efficient way, and very effectively too, because then better decisions, then that can reduce any wasted time on any type of project. It's easy to deploy and adopt, so this can increase the value of your current investment in the enterprise tools because there really won't be any extra time needed for training your users because, again, you're going to be able to see how easy it is to use Navigate. You can involve all stakeholders, so you can connect stakeholders with the product data that they need, make available specific applications only to the users or groups who need them. So you don't need to show all of these different tiles out of the box. Maybe somebody from your team just needs just to view documents. You could just have that set up there. You don't need them to open up this screen and see all of the different applications that they could use, but they probably won't use. This can reduce errors and cost. Rule-based applications save time and money by streamlining the user interface for the casual user. It's minimize, again, rework, delays, increased costs, and poor product quality. So that's it for the slides there. And what I'm going into next here is the actual demonstration of the software. So Can you guys all see my screen? Is this navigate?
Yes, you can see
All
the
right.
navigate screen with the apps.
Sounds good. Just making sure.
Doing good,
All right.
Ty.
So like I mentioned, yep. So like I mentioned, this is out of the box navigate here. So this is where you're going to see. You could see the tiles, each individual application that you could pick through, each giving different capabilities. So I'm going to run through all of these. And the first one I'm going to do is just view the document. So I want to show this just for the fact of how easy and quick it is to access any documentation that you may have. So as you see, we have the filtering systems. You can search any documentation that you want by name, number. We'll go to recent results just to show you. And I'll open this real quick just to show you how quick you can access this, obviously. So, all right, pull it in, and there you go. Bam, you have the documentation right there in front of you, ready to use. And as you can see, you can have the Word, the PDF, whatever it is that you want to bring in for the user. Now the requirements. So for this, we are using Integrity, and this is our product management tool. And this lays out specifications and requirements for our products. So if we go in here and just type in an ID, now you can see it pulls up with all the different requirements. And I mean, we've probably all ran into it before, going through long documentation, maybe how-to manuals or, anything specific like that. You're going through all these documentations and, you don't need to see all of it. You need to get hop to one place really quickly just to get that information. Well, Navigate lays it all out for you like this with a nice tree diagram, as you can see here, with column headings. So you can go in, look at each individual section, jump right to it. So that way you're minimizing the time and searching through all these documentation models and how-to manuals. You can jump right to what you need. You can also go through and it'll correspond throughout the way. We also have some index searching over here, so if there was something that you remember specifically from one of the documentations you can't really get a grip on exactly what it was, you can go in and type in a keyword, and there you go. Press enter, and it will link you with all of the corresponding sections and titles. Alright, so that's more of the documentation part of this, but now let's hop into sort of the main idea with the design files and the drawings. So let's go here to View Design Files. And again, it's going to pop up with the search bar, the recent results. For this demonstration, we're going to use this front wheel assembly here. And the first thing I want to point out as we're going through this, so you've seen that we had the tiles in the front, that's the home screen. But once you come in and click on one of your parts, well now, instead of going back and forth to the home screen, those tiles that you've seen on the home screen, they're right here now. So there's no need in hopping back and forth, finding that model, going back to it. So now that we clicked on the front wheel assembly, we have all of these applications available to us to go through pertaining to the front wheel assembly. So we have the view design files that we're on now. And this can bring in all of, your main source files. You got the IGES, the step files, whatever it is that you need to go in, get that quick view of the model you're working with, and get back out. Next, we have the view drawing. And this is going to open up in our Creo view here. So let's go ahead and open that. Bring that up into the screen once it loads in. Alright. So yeah, this is just going to open up a file that you have. It could be anything. In this case, we got the exploded version of our front wheel assembly here. And you can see it comes with, index table giving more additional information, as well as it numbers all the parts and whatnot, and gives you just that extra bit of information that you may need for a specific project. Next one is the View Measure in 3D. Now this is going to open up in another web browser, also Creo View, but this one's going to be a little different. So now we're going to view the actual 3D model. So this is my front wheel assembly again, and as you can see, you can rotate it around, you can see each individual part, and it also, sorry, it's kind of lagging a little bit there, but so you can see as I'm highlighting over each individual part, over here in the bill of materials, that's the same thing, but now instead of looking at these complex different numbers and names that you might not really know about, well now you can go in and click through and it'll jump right to the bill of materials on the left, So maybe you might go in and you might know what this individual part looks like, but you don't know what it's called, so you could come in and navigate around, make sure you get that right part, it'll highlight everything. And then if, say, we want to use some of the markup tools that that this Creo provides for you. So let's go over to markup here. Say you just want to get a quick diameter of, let's say, this rim here. All right, pull it right out, and there you go. Now you have some markup tools to use, so if any of your engineers want to come in and view this at any point in time in the future, maybe you could set some notes and have work already done just by a couple clicks of the button as you've seen there. So there's a lot of different tools that you could utilize in that situation. Next we have the view part properties, and this can be used for the end user in any way that they would like to. You just have some additional attributes, some part details. So whatever you'd like to provide on this screen, that is up to you. In this case, we have maybe last modified. Let the engineer know, hey, this is out of date. It needs updated. Go ahead and do so. You can have the dates showing when it was created. Just a couple quick examples right there. Next, we're going to go to the view part structure, and this gives a different look here. So as you can see, we have the 3D model on the left, and it works the same way with the rotating, different highlighting features. And then you have the index table on the right, which corresponds right to the model. And also, if you can see, it has it brings up a hyperlink up in the top right corner there. So as I'm clicking through each individual part, it gives me the opportunity to go a bit deeper into that part. So right now we're dealing with the front wheel assembly, the full thing. It has all of the different parts here. But now if I want to go in and look at the anti-lock braking system, we can do that by just clicking right on this hyperlink. And now the 3D model will update to the anti-lock braking system. And then you could dig deeper into each individual part inside of there. So as you can see, it's very easy and intuitive on getting going to that next step and pulling out that information that is needed. And you could just keep going with it all through these hyperlinks as far as you'd want to go. And then now that I'm over on the anti-lock braking system already, you go ahead and view parts list. And again, this is now pertaining to the anti-lock braking system here. So it's just another table to kind of lay out maybe for somebody that doesn't really deal with drawings or 3D models. Instead of tapping the engineer on the shoulder all the time, you could come in, get information quickly from this table, and relay it back to whoever needs it. All right, so that just about does it for the out-of-the-box applications that Navigate provides for you. So the next thing is to actually go into the SDK here. So as you can see, it has the customer application. So if we go in here, now this is an application that was built for a company, and it's everything that you just seen through the demonstration I provided, but now it's just all in one customized screen. So you can see it has our recent searches here. We go to front wheel assembly. You can see the model on the right with the highlighting features, everything. You can rotate it around, as well as the different structures on what parts are here. And you can also look at CAD documents. So if you want to upload any documentation in here with the hyperlinks, it's very easy to go ahead and have that same functionality that you've seen before. You can look at changes. So let's try to go ahead and see one with some changes here. Here we go. So if there's any changes done to this part through Windchill or whatever it is that you guys are using, you can go ahead and click on the hyperlink, go right into Windchill and view that change and maybe make adjustments and resolve the issue, whatever it may be that's alerting you for this specific use case. Also gives you the ability to bring in some technical specifications, different hyperlink documentation that you may go to, related documents, or there's manuals, whatever it may be. And lastly, we have the tie-in with our ERP data right here on the screen. So as you can see, this customer application, it brings it all within your own customer application. If you guys want to have, say, your own logo, whatever it may be, you can throw it in there and just customize it to your liking and provide any information that you need for your customers that would be beneficial to them and you. So that is the end of the demonstration of Navigate. It's fairly quick, but it's very intuitive, and I hope you can see how easy it is to navigate around this software here.
Hey, Ty, we have a question. Someone in our audience asked if they could see the initial entering search for a part number from the opening screen.
Okay. So are they talking about the document maybe? Or a part?
Yeah, they're looking for a part number.
Okay. Yeah, so let's go ahead and just type in this part number here. So I'm sure you could just do 4209. Yep, and then it comes up with all the anti-lock braking systems. So like I said, I mean, and you could do it by names as well. Does that show the question, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. All right.
Cool.
Yep.
Nicely done. Any other questions or any other features that any of you would like to see, please type those in the questions section of the dashboard for GoToWebinar now, and we will answer those questions. Okay, we have someone who wants to ask a verbal question. So what I'm going to do, let me see if I'm any good at this. I am going to unmute the person who would like to ask a verbal question, so hopefully this works. Barry, I unmuted you. Do you want to try and speak?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Good.
Thanks, Barry.
Okay. The question where I was trying to get towards, we came into your meeting just a little late, is when they do a search for a part and they put in the part number. At that time, will all these various tabs come up? So under that part number, if a person's wanting to view the drawing of the part number, if he or she is wanting to view the work instructions of that part number, do those tabs come up directly as soon as you do a search for that specific part, I guess is where I'm going.
I believe I understand what your question is, but yes, so let's go ahead and...
So if you go to your opening screen once more, okay, in this case, the operator is wanting to view a parts list.
Okay.
Okay, so, and the way this is working, I have to click on that first prior to putting in a part number, correct?
Right. Correct.
So you couldn't do this in a way to where, if you go back, if you do this in a way to where you could search for a part number and then this is the screen that you see. So if you want to view the drawing, it already knows what part number you're talking about. If you want to view the properties, it already knows what part you're talking about, so on and so forth.
Right, yeah, I understand what the question is, but yes, this is just the functionality that it has here. So I guess the main thing is just to let the user know, like, what are you looking for right off the bat, you know, instead of going in, because maybe a part might have all of these dealing with all these applications, you know, not just parts lists. So maybe you just want to specify quickly, okay, I just want to see the design file. So then you go to the design file. I understand what you mean by, you know, searching for before going into all of this, but no, that is just the functionality that we have here.
Okay, that's what we wanted to know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Barry. All right. Another question that came in, and if anybody else has any questions or wants to be unmuted, just let me know. The next question is the smart phone tablet interface available now, or is that in development?
So that is available, yes.
So it's ready now. Ready to roll with PTC Navigate. Good deal. So it doesn't seem like there's any further questions at this time. And Ty, you did a really nice job going through this. So
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being with us today. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me.
Absolutely. So I don't know if Hub or Vivek, two of our other panelists, want to chime in with anything. I'm gonna take that as a no. So anyway, thanks a lot for being on. If you have any other questions, you can just respond to me by the email notice that you received from GoToMeeting. You can send me an email, will reach me that way, or you can send an email to us at info, I-N-F-O, at 3hti.com, and we can give you any other information or other more details on this PTC Navigate product. So Ty, once again, thanks for being on today, and more importantly, thank you to our audience for everyone being on today. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. So once again, if you need anything, feel free to get in touch with us. Oh, wait, hang on. I think there's another question coming in. Let me see. No, I think we got them all. I apologize. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Take care.